You're on.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Vols.
Yes.
Joel from Cordy. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet
I
you.
understand you're having some problems with your furnace.
Yes, sir.
Is that true? Okay. Well, before we get started, is my truck parked okay for you?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Is it okay if I come in?
Yeah, come on in.
All righty. Let me put these booties on. Don't want to track any mud inside your house. So what I understand is the furnace is just kind of making some noise for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at what point did the noise start?
Last night.
Okay. Last night. What'd you do to correct it?
Got worried about it, so I just shut the thermostat
You
off.
just called us right away?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay. Well, I do apologize that this is happening to you. What we're going to do today, and basically what I'm going to do is, first we're going to start, we're going to take a look at everything and see what we have going on. I'm going to ask you during that time a series of questions. Based on the questions that you answer, and I don't expect you to answer all of them or know all of them, but based on what the answers I get from you and what I'm seeing, I'm going to be able to put a list of options together for you that best benefit you. And at that point, with your approval, we'll go ahead and get the work done for you. We'll get it done today. Does that sound okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. I noticed you're not a discount club member. We'll talk more about that towards the end when I give you the options, and I think there's some benefits there that can really help you today.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, if you want, go ahead and take me to the thermostat. We'll get started right there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, looking at the thermostat, any changes? You said it happened last night. Was there any different things going on that you've done recently, or what have you noticed leading up to last night, if anything?
No, I haven't noticed anything. It just runs as normal.
Okay.
We usually just set it at one temp, and we leave
Okay.
it at that temp. The only time that it really changes is, I got 3 daughters.
Oh, okay. How old are they?
A 9, a 5, and a 3-year-old.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I got a 7 and 6-year-old, both boys, so I can imagine with girls, a 9, 5, and 3-year-old, that could be kind of hectic.
Yeah, they're a handful. That's for sure.
And when you say, what do they necessarily do that you notice?
My 9-year-old will get up there and she'll change the temperature when she's too hot and too cold, and that's some things that me and my wife really don't like. We'll come in the room, it'll be way too hot, so.
Right, understood. I can see how that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's go down to the furnace, and let's go ahead and take a look at that, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, so looking at the furnace, you're hearing some noise that kind of started last night, obviously. No big changes or anything like that with the house. It just started squealing. And how long does that seem to last? Did it last? Was the furnace already running when it happened, or did it just out of nowhere come on? As soon as it came on, did it just make the noise?
Yeah, I don't know exactly if it was when we came on. We just, we noticed this noise.
Mm-hmm.
It was brought to our attention, and that's when we just shut it off, because
Okay.
it sounded like it was pretty bad for the system. So.
Understood. How long have you lived here?
I've lived here about 7 years.
7 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old would you guess the house was?
The house was built in 1980.
Okay.
And the furnace, as you can tell, is original to the house.
Gotcha.
It's never been replaced or anything.
Never been replaced. Have you ever done any maintenance on it?
No, every once in a while I get in there and vacuum it out.
Okay.
Other than that, no, I haven't.
Okay. Any problems leading up to today, or I'm sorry, last night?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, nothing up until then. How often do you change your filter?
Oh, every other month, usually.
Okay. Well, I think I got everything down here. What I'd like to do is just kind of go through the whole entire system, so when I'm putting my options together, I don't miss something
Mm-hmm.
that you can really benefit from, and then we got everything on that sheet of paper for those options. So
Okay.
let's just go through the rest of the house.
Okay.
That's okay with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. At this point, I just have to ask, with everything that I've done so far, do you have any questions for me? Anything that's kind of standing out in your mind? At all?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now with the house, this question is, with your children, your wife, or yourself, do any of them suffer from allergies of any sort?
2 of my daughters do.
Two
Yeah.
of the, which ones are theirs?
The youngest 2, the 5 and 3-year-old.
Okay. Yeah, my youngest suffers from allergies, so it's really tough, I know. And we want to do, as parents, our best to give them the best quality
Mm-hmm.
inside their house, because we can't really control the outside, but what we can do is control what we have going on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, at this point, what would it, what would you guess to get the system up to the way you want it? Would you guess it would cost?
Oh, probably a couple thousand,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know. I really don't know much about the HVAC stuff.
Understood. Understood. What I find is typically you can go any level, okay, as far as any price, whatever makes you comfortable as far as in your house and what you would want. Typically, you'd see around the highest would be about $10,000 for the equipment, and then you're just to fix it, get it up and running again. You look about $500. But what I see typically in a house like this and with the age of the furnace, I typically see a price range of about $3,500, $5,500, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Okay, to get it up, what the customer wants and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So, okay, great. Well, I got a great start. What I'm going to do at this time is I'm just going to go ahead and put a list of options that are going to best benefit you, like I was explaining to you earlier. And at that point, I think I've got everything covered. Your daughters, two of your daughters suffer from allergies. They mess with the thermostat, going up and down on it, and so on and so forth. Your wife and you complain. Sometimes it gets too hot. Sometimes it gets too cold because you don't notice what they've done. Been here 7 years. No real maintenance on it other than changing the filter, and you're not sure what's been done ever before you moved in. Is that all correct?
That's correct.
Am I touched everything? Is there anything that when I fill out my options you want me to kind of go over or include into that you can think of?
No, sir.
No? Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, if you can give me about 20-25 minutes, I'll get my options together for you. We'll meet back again, and then we'll go through this, and then with your approval, we'll get this knocked out today.
Okay.
Does this sound good to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you got any phone calls you need to make or anything like that, I saw it was about to be lunchtime. You want to take care of that, and we'll get you up and going.
Okay.
All right. All right, Mr. Voles. Again, I really, really, really appreciate the business. Cordy appreciates the business. The same reason you called Cordy is the reason why I work for them. Their customer care is unbelievable. I've been there 7 years. If I didn't believe in what they did at Cordy, I wouldn't be there. Because I'm the type of person that it's about the customer. It's not about us. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So what I did based on that, like I said, and one of the great things about Cordy is our upfront pricing. I want to give you, a price, and you'll have that ahead of time and so on and so forth, and that price never changes, okay? The price that I give you is the price that we're going to stand by, and you're going to know ahead of time before the work. So whatever it takes to get that job done, that's what you're going to pay. We don't add price, at the end or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay? So, based upon that, what I did was I put together five real good options for you. Any of these options are good. Okay? Started with the top option and then your bottom option. Okay? Again, when I say that, all these options I'll do for you, and they're really great options. Okay? The first option that I did for you, I went ahead and just what we did was I included in it a humidifier to help with some of the dryness of the house. Children that have allergies, you'll see a significant change with those, as well as an air purifier. Okay, I have it in my house because my youngest suffers from allergies. He gets breathing treatments every 4 hours. I mean, I really know how tough it is. So the best thing that we want to do is we want to give our kids and our family the best air possible. And this option here does that for us. It gives us that option. Okay. I also included a thermostat. And what's great about this thermostat is because you're saying your kids play with the one that you have now. Well, this thermostat, the good thing about it is we can lock it out. Okay, to where only you and your wife have an access code to get into the thermostat to make those changes. Your kids can press the button all they want. They can sit there, tap it, and it won't do anything that you don't want it to do. Okay, that's really, really, really a great option for you. That option will run you about $4,400. Okay, that's an investment. When I say dollars, it's more of an investment. Okay, because this is what we're doing to make our house better. Okay, It's, and that's the way you should look at it, is that more or less you're doing an investment on the house, okay? So again, that's your top option. I'll let you go over all 5 of these and just make your decision on what you wanna do, and like I said, we'll get it done today,
Okay.
okay? Alright? Alright.
Go.
I thought that I took the family into consideration more than anything else, is what I thought I did the best. And I put myself in their shoes with the allergies of the, you know, cause that is, truly affects my family with my youngest son, so, you know, it to me, that helps me with any of the jobs that I do, is just putting myself in their shoes rather than, you know, putting them in, you know, my shoes.
Right.
Can I really afford this? Is this really, you know, it's for the customer.
Gives you that personal connection.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Corey.
What he did well. I thought his transitions were good. The way he flowed from step to step.
Good flow.
Was just real nice. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Mike.
The only thing I see, did he ask permission to enter?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
What did you like that he did, Mike?
Well, basically, from point A to point B,
Mhm.
that was excellent. You know, it impressed me.
Good.
Thank you, Mike.
That's good. Jim.
I feel did an excellent job establishing a personal connection. And I agree, rolled through everything good. Everything sounded great.
It's a nice smooth flow.
Yes.
Good. Kyle.
Personal connection was a big thing. I think a lot of people, if they get on the same page as you and know that you experience it, it helps you, that it can actually help them too. And then also with, you know, actually showing care about going through different parts of the house. You know, that shows them that you're actually there to, you know, help them out, not just sell them something.
Right.
Good. One thing that I really liked is whenever you talked about his family. You know, you talked about that personal connection, but one thing you probably don't even realize you do is when you're talking about those things, you're pointing to yourself. You know, I mean, you're taking ownership of that, and I mean, I've been, you know, told in other reviews before, same thing. When you're talking to your customer, some people like to use their hands a lot, but if you have your hands up to your chest, you know, you're taking ownership of that. It makes it more personal, which I think is definitely something strong for you.
Thanks, man.
Larry.
I like the way you know, tried to make sure the customer wasn't lost, checked in with the customer often.
Very good at checking in.
Yeah.
I agree with what everyone was saying, you know, the way you flowed from one spot to the next, how you connected with them with the personal aspects with the children, and how you know, when you were talking, that when you were relating to them, you were bringing your concern in with how you feel with your family to his family.
And I think, and real quick, the one thing that I will admit that I miss, and I just thought about it when just hearing everybody in the personal connection, is when I got to the customer's house, I didn't make the personal connection there, right then and there, but I feel like I got it towards once we started looking at other stuff, and I really feel like I need to get it at the beginning, and sometimes I guess in the actual situation when you're there and you're in front of the customer, it's easier.
Yeah.
But I feel like I understand that I missed it at the beginning, but I think I really got it towards the middle. You know what I mean? Or not even really towards the middle, but right at the thermostat, the very first thing that we went and looked at, I got it right there with the kids.
No, that was perfect. I mean, and like I said, hitting it with the kids because that's something you can relate to. It's something you both have in common. You know, it's easier to make that personal connection that way. Absolutely. Anybody have anything else? Okay, very good job.
Thank you so much, guys.